Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My track guide for the MX5 going around Okayama, the full layout. Let's get into it. For qualifying, you want to be all the way on the left. Turn 1 is a good overtaking opportunity in the race. My braking markers are these tire marks here just in front of us. If you find those too hard to see, then you can use the cone from the pit exit. I brake when I get to the tire marks or when I lose the cone from my FOV, whatever works best for you. You want to brake hard for this one, so 90 to 95% brake pressure, before easing off into a trail brake by the apex of the corner. The apex is at the top of the corner and you want to be going on the curb. As soon as you're on the curb, you should be able to go on the throttle again. And now use as much track as needed. Now bring the car over to the right. For turn 2 you don't have to brake if you use second gear. All you have to do is go on and on the throttle to steer the car. You can also use third gear. If you use third gear you need to brake a little bit, but it is much more stable than using second. In both scenarios you want to be going on the curb. Once you can see the curb on the outside of turn 2, you should be able to go full throttle again. And of course use the curb on the outside to carry as much speed as you can. Now take the shortest route possible, cutting every curb you can without sacrificing speed. Turn 4 is a great overtaking opportunity in the race. When qualifying I use this patch of dirt here just to the left. When I get to that I brake hard, and I mean hard. Again 90 to 95% before easing into a trail brake to the curb. Once I'm on the curb I'll go full throttle again. You want to apex before the hill goes too steep, and I'm fairly close to the curb all the way through the corner. There's a few lines through here, so try out what works best for you. The essential thing is that you need a good exit every time, because we get on to the longest straight of the track. Here draft is certainly gonna be a thing, and so is overtaking into turn 5. Turn 5 is the hardest braking zone on the track because we go all the way down to first gear. First, when braking for this corner you need to take it easy, so brake a bit before it's needed, just to learn the line through the corner. I use the first tower here on the left as my braking marker, and once I get to that I'll hit the brake really hard to about 90 to 95% brake pressure before easing into a trail brake, and I'm holding that all the way to the curb in the corner. I like to go for a little bit of a later apex here to come out in the middle of the track, setting it up for turn 6. Once you're at the curb, go full throttle again and get the car over to the right as far as you can to open up turn 6 a lot more. For turn 6 I don't have a clear braking marker, but we don't brake that hard either. You want to give it a quick hit to about 25% and aim it so you can go over the curb on the inside. You can even cut it a lot more than I did. This is one with trial and error, unfortunately. But when you're at the curb you should go on the throttle again. For turn 7 you want to brake when you get onto the curb here. Again just a quick hit for about 25%. I apex after midway in the corner and I take a lot off the curb. Once I get onto that curb I'll go full throttle. We do have a decent amount of curb on the outside and you want to be utilizing that as much as possible. Be aware though it can be easy to spin here because of the gravel on the outside. Now stay on the right side of the track. For turn 8 I use the fence here on the left as my braking marker. Once I lose that out of my sight I'll hit the brake for 90 to 95% brake pressure and trail the brake all the way to the curb. I apex in the top of the corner. And I want to come out in the middle of the track. Once I'm at the curb I'll go full throttle again, aiming again to come out in the middle of the track. For turn 9 I don't have a clear braking marking for you either, but we don't brake that hard for this one either. Here I go to about 30 to 35% and I don't keep the pressure that long. I want to apex in the later part of the corner. Once I get to the curb I'll go full throttle again, and I'll of course use all of the curb on the outside. This one here is gonna take some trial and error because no clear markers for anything. Turn 10 is full throttle and you can cut the curb here on the inside, but if you cut it too much you'll get a slowdown, and a quite harsh one at that. For the last turn I use this change in the gravel here on the left as my braking marker. Once we get to that I'll hit the brake to about 75% brake pressure and quickly going off the brake again, and then letting the car roll into the corner. I'm apexing just around the middle of the corner, but I'm going fully up on the curb. Once I'm on the curb I'll go full throttle again, and you want to use all the room here on the left to carry as much speed as possible. But if you touch gravel it will seriously slow the car. And that's my lap around Okayama, the full layout, for a 1:45.05. I hope this little track guide has helped you. I have more linked down below for other tracks, and if you enjoyed it please leave a like down below, consider subscribing as well. And now for the uninterrupted hot laps.